Musa, the legendary ruler of Mali. Mansa Musa, also spelled as Musa I, was the 10th emperor of the Mali Empire, reigning from 1312 to 1337 CE. His reign marked the height of Mali's wealth, power, and influence in West Africa. Mansa Musa is remembered not only for his incredible wealth but also for his piety, grand pilgrimage to Mecca, and contributions to education, architecture, and Islamic culture. His story illuminates the golden age of West Africa and the vast trans-Saharan trade networks that made the region one of the richest in the medieval world. Mansa Musa was born in the late 13th century, probably around 1280 CE, though precise details of his early life remain unclear. He belonged to the Keita dynasty, a line of rulers descended from Sundiata Keita, the founder of the Mali Empire. The Mali Empire, located in present-day Mali, Senegal, Guinea, and parts of surrounding countries, had grown from a small kingdom into a powerful empire by the time of Musa's birth. Little is known about Mansa Musa's childhood, but it is believed that he received early training in leadership, governance, and Islamic teachings. Mali had embraced Islam under earlier rulers, though traditional African religions continued to coexist. Musa inherited a kingdom rich in gold, salt, and trade networks stretching across the Sahara Desert, yet he faced the challenge of consolidating control over a vast and diverse empire. Mansa Musa came to power in 1312, following the death of Abu Bakr II, who reportedly abdicated the throne to explore the Atlantic Ocean. Musa's ascension marked a turning point in Mali's history. Unlike some of his predecessors, he would not only maintain Mali's wealth and stability but expand its influence through diplomacy, trade, and cultural patronage. To understand Mansa Musa's significance, it is crucial to understand the context of the Mali Empire. By the early 14th century, Mali controlled a large portion of West Africa, including rich goldfields such as Bambuk and Beret. The empire was strategically located between the gold-producing regions and the salt mines of Tagaza and Tadeni, giving it enormous influence over the trans-Saharan trade. Trade in gold, salt, ivory, cola nuts, and slaves created immense wealth for the empire. Merchants from North Africa, the Middle East, and even Europe traveled across the Sahara to trade with Mali. The empire's capital, Niamey, became a center of commerce and learning, attracting scholars, traders, and artisans from across Africa and beyond. This wealth would play a critical role in defining Mansa Musa's reign. Mansa Musa is most famously remembered for his Hajj, the pilgrimage to Mecca, in 1324 CE. This journey showcased his extraordinary wealth and piety, elevating Mali's status across the Islamic world. According to historical accounts, Musa traveled with an enormous entourage, tens of thousands of soldiers, officials, and attendants, as well as hundreds of camels carrying gold. The pilgrimage was not merely a religious journey, it was a display of Mali's power and prosperity. Mansa Musa reportedly distributed so much gold along his route through the Sahara and Egypt that he caused inflation in Cairo and other cities. Historians note that he was generous to the poor, donated lavishly to mosques, and supported local communities along the way. His pilgrimage also established diplomatic and trade relationships with North African and Middle Eastern states. He brought back architects, scholars, and artisans to Mali, initiating a period of cultural and educational development that would leave a lasting legacy. Mansa Musa's reign was marked by an emphasis on Islamic learning and architecture. He invested in building mosques, madrasas, Islamic schools, and libraries, particularly in major cities like Timbuktu, Gao, and Jen. The Sankor Mosque in Timbuktu, for instance, was expanded during his reign and became a hub for Islamic scholarship. Scholars from Morocco, Egypt, and other parts of the Muslim world were invited to teach in Mali, turning the empire into a renowned center of learning. This period saw the flourishing of manuscripts and libraries. Timbuktu, in particular, became synonymous with knowledge and education. Students studied religious texts, law, astronomy, mathematics, and medicine. Mansa Musa's patronage helped transform Mali from a wealthy trading empire into a beacon of learning and culture, influencing generations of West African scholars. Mansa Musa's influence extended to architecture. Using architects from the Middle East, he commissioned grand buildings constructed with mud bricks and timber. Notable projects included mosques in Timbuktu, Gao, and Jen, as well as palaces and administrative buildings in Niamey. The Jen Mosque, though rebuilt in later centuries, is a testament to the architectural innovations initiated during Musa's reign. These buildings served not only religious purposes but also political ones. They symbolized the empire's strength, Musa's devotion to Islam, and Mali's integration into the broader Islamic world. They also created employment opportunities and stimulated local economies, reflecting Musa's pragmatic approach to governance. Mansa Musa was an able administrator who maintained the stability of a vast empire. Mali's governance combined traditional African systems with Islamic principles. Musa appointed governors, often relatives or trusted officials, to oversee provinces, while he controlled the central administration from the capital. He implemented policies to ensure the security of trade routes, which were essential for maintaining wealth and influence. Taxation was collected efficiently, and resources were allocated to public works, religious institutions, and military campaigns. Musa's reign was largely peaceful, with no major internal conflicts reported, allowing the empire to prosper economically and culturally. Under Mansa Musa, Mali's economy reached unprecedented heights. The empire controlled significant gold mines, making it one of the wealthiest regions in the world at the time. Salt, which was as valuable as gold in West Africa, was also abundant and traded widely. This wealth enabled Musa to engage in extensive construction, patronage, and charitable acts without destabilizing the economy. Mansa Musa also promoted trade by ensuring safe passage for merchants across the Sahara and by fostering diplomatic relations with North African and Middle Eastern states. His reign coincided with a period when West Africa was integrated into global trade networks, linking Mali to Europe, the Middle East, and North Africa. Mansa Musa's pilgrimage and wealth enhanced Mali's international reputation. He sent ambassadors and envoys to other Muslim states, building diplomatic relations that facilitated trade and cultural exchange. Egypt, Morocco, and other North African regions welcomed Mali's leaders as equals, acknowledging the empire's influence. Historical accounts suggest that Musa was approached by scholars and traders seeking partnerships, manuscripts, and artisans. Mali's visibility on the global stage increased dramatically during his reign, making it one of the most renowned African empires in history. Mansa Musa's reign left a profound legacy. He transformed Mali into a center of wealth, learning, and culture. Timbuktu became synonymous with scholarship and trade, attracting people from across Africa and the Islamic world. His architectural projects influenced West African construction techniques and styles for centuries. Mansa Musa also became a symbol of Africa's potential wealth and power. European cartographers of the 14th century, amazed by reports of his riches, began depicting Mali on maps with exaggerated illustrations of gold and wealth. Musa's image became legendary, influencing perceptions of Africa in the Mediterranean and Europe. His dedication to Islam also shaped West African religious practices. By promoting education, scholarship, and religious devotion, Musa strengthened the influence of Islam in Mali and neighboring regions. Scholars trained during his reign carried knowledge to other parts of Africa, creating a network of learning that persisted long after his death. Mansa Musa ruled Mali for 25 years, from 1312 until his death in 1337. By the time of his death, the Mali Empire was at its zenith, wealthy, stable, and culturally rich. He was succeeded by his son, Mansa Musa, who inherited an empire with vast resources and a strong administrative structure. While the empire would eventually face decline in the following centuries due to internal strife and external pressures, Mansa Musa's reign remained a golden era in West African history. His legacy was preserved through oral traditions, manuscripts, and historical accounts by travelers such as Ibn Battuta and Al-Omari. Many legends surround Mansa Musa, emphasizing both his wealth and generosity. One popular story recounts how he accidentally caused inflation in Cairo during his pilgrimage because he gave away so much gold that local economies were temporarily destabilized. Another tale describes his meticulous attention to architecture, insisting that mosques and palaces reflect both beauty and spiritual devotion. Historians also recount that Musa was humble despite his wealth. He is said to have lived simply compared to the scale of his empire, often walking among his subjects and showing concern for their welfare. These stories contributed to his reputation as both a powerful and benevolent ruler. Mansa Musa remains one of the most celebrated figures in African history. His reign represents the apex of the Mali Empire, a time when West Africa was integrated into global trade networks, Islamic scholarship flourished, and architectural innovation thrived. He demonstrated that African leaders could combine wealth, power, religion, and culture to create enduring legacies. While the Mali Empire eventually declined, the achievements of Mansa Musa continue to inspire historians, scholars, and the public. He serves as a reminder of Africa's rich history and the potential of its leaders to shape civilizations in ways that resonate far beyond their time. His story, a tale of ambition, devotion, and generosity, remains a cornerstone in the understanding of West African history.